In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to moisturize your hair in braids like cornrows, which are the cornrows I have under this wig. So as soon as I finish explaining the benefits of moisturizing your hair, I will actually show you the application. So I'll take this wig off. Don't worry, I just wanted to be a little extra. Let's get straight into the video. Hey love, it's Angelica aka Angie B, and welcome back to my channel. I post videos all about growing your natural hair, how to keep it healthy, thick and long, a little bit of beauty and skincare here and there. So if you guys are interested in that, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. It is listed right down there, as well as the bell icon, which just ensures that you guys get notifications every single time I post. Let's get straight into the video. Okay, so getting straight into it, I'm going to start by listing 5 benefits of moisturizing your hair in your braids before you take it down. And this is something that is really overlooked because we usually forget to moisturize our braids because you're like, my hair is looking so good, I've got a wig, you can't see your own hair, so you just forget about it. I'm going to tell you why you really need to moisturize your hair in your braids. So the first thing is not necessarily a benefit, it is just something you need to think about, which is most of us think, I'm not manipulating my hair, I'm not doing anything to my hair, it's not moving around, it's just flat down in the cornrows. Why do I have to moisturize it? If I did it when I braided it, my hair is not going to break or do anything because it's not moving. It will, and these are the rest of the 4 things I'm going to tell you why you need to do this. So first of all, moisturizing your hair in your braids prevents breakage. Breakage while it is in the braids, just from friction from your braids moving around when you're sleeping and stuff like that. Your braids still move a little bit and your hair can start snapping in the dry areas, so it definitely prevents breakage. And also when you're undoing the braids, which is where a lot of the breakage may happen, your hair will be nice and soft and moisturized, and it will be nice and stretchy and elastic. It's not going to break and your hair will continue to be healthy. The next benefit of moisturizing your hair in your braids is it reduces shedding. Now I know it seems like how exactly, but the shedding happens from your scalp. Breakage and shedding are 2 different things. When your hair is breaking, it's actually breaking in the middle of the shaft or near the root, whatever, but the hair is just breaking off, but it's still attached to your scalp. Shedding is when the hair is actually coming out of the roots of your scalp, and if your scalp is very unhealthy and it's dry, it's very easy for your hair to shed more, which is why when you take down your braids, sometimes you find that the shedding is just ridiculous. You have lost so much hair, even though you weren't manipulating your hair or doing anything to it. Moisturizing your hair can really minimize the amount of shedding, and you just get the normal amount of shedding, which is around like 60 to 90 or 100 hairs a day. So depending on how many days, your hair will still naturally shed, but this will just help reduce the amount of shedding you're going to get. The 4th benefit of moisturizing your hair in your braids is it reduces itchiness. And having an itchy scalp is just the most annoying thing, especially if you're wearing a wig. If you're wearing a wig, you're gonna have to keep like scratching your hair, but if you're not wearing a wig, it can even be worse because you can create so much frizz because you keep scratching your scalp, or it would just be annoying when you're sleeping or when it's hot and your scalp is just itching like crazy. Moisturizing your scalp and your hair will prevent it from being dry. Also, it will prevent breakage because most of the time when you're scratching a lot, when your hair is itching, you could be causing breakage and damage to your hair follicles. The 5th benefit of moisturizing your hair is it prevents dandruff. Now, dandruff has 2 different types. There's 2 different types of dandruff mainly. One is caused by dry and flaky scalp, which is literally just dry skin, and another one is caused by a fungal infection. So that is something else, but you can still prevent this from happening if you keep your hair nice and moisturized, because you're not allowing time for your hair to get dry and start flaking and building up the dandruff, which may also lead to itchiness and scratching and stuff like that. It will also keep your hair looking nice and clean and last longer, because the dandruff, when it mixes with products or other moisturizers and stuff like that, it can start to look dirty, and then you're gonna have to take your braids out way before you wanted to. So next, we are moving into the application. I'm going to show you how I make my leave-in, which is what I use to moisturize my braids. You can buy braid spray. There's lots of sprays that are out there that you can buy. I just think it's not worth the money. I would rather just make my own with what I have. So that is exactly what I'm going to show you today. So let's get into how we make it and the application. Okay, so now I'm going to show you exactly how I make my mixture. You need a spray bottle, like one of these that has one of these kind of handles. Please do not use a continuous misting bottle. As much as those are really good and they feel so nice and they're very like dramatic with the way they spray, you can clog it with the conditioner that you're going to put in the water. So just use one of these kinds of containers. So there's already water in here, distilled water. You can use tap water if it's the only thing, but I always recommend distilled water because it is soft. So you have your water. I always recommend to put the water in first. Then you can take literally whatever conditioner your hair likes. You can use a leave-in conditioner. I prefer to use an actual conditioner. And this is no surprise to anyone, the Shea Moisture Manuka and Mafura Oil Conditioner. So I'm just going to put in about 3 pumps. Okay, 4. Okay, so we have 4 pumps. You can see like it's just a little bit inside. I am going to take peppermint oil. This one is from a brand called Hemani, I'm not sure. I've always said this, essential oils, it really doesn't matter that much. Just the only thing that matters when buying essential oils is that the only thing that matters with essential oils is that the only ingredient should be the oil. So it shouldn't be like mineral oil and whatever. No, as long as it just says 100% whatever the oil is, so 100% peppermint oil, and you look at the ingredients and the only thing is peppermint oil, then you know it's fine. Brand really doesn't matter. So I'm gonna put in about a whole dropper. Now just be aware that if you do not like the tingling feeling, it is more potent, or you can feel it more on your scalp if you mix it in a water kind of mixture than in an oil. So just be aware of that. You might want to use about 4 or 5 drops, depending on how you like your peppermint oil to feel. So this is basically it. You just want to shake it up. And once it's done, there is the mixture. It is just slightly thicker than water. You don't want something that's too heavy because you don't want it to weigh your braids down. You don't want it to feel like weird or anything like that, leave a white cast or anything. So having it as light as possible is the best option for me, I have found. So now I'm going to show you the application. Time to take the nice wig off. I'm so in love with this wig, guys. This hair though, not sponsored by the way. So just going to take that off. So these are the braids. They are not professional. Don't come for me. I have really tried to learn how to braid my own hair, and this is the best I have done so far. So as you can see, my hair is growing now. It is growing. Anyway, so I do this, in case you're wondering, I moisturize my hair in my braids like every other day. I never do it every day. Sometimes I oil my scalp every day, but I will only moisturize it every other day because I don't want it to like frizz up too much as well. So I will not spray too close like this. I usually spray it from a distance so that it goes all over the braids. So you guys can see this is really easy. It's only taking long because I'm filming, but this literally takes me like 2 minutes to do. So after I spray, I just run my fingers back. You don't want to start rubbing the hair like all around because you might cause unwanted frizz. And usually when my hair is like this, I just wear my braids out for maybe a week and then I start wearing my wig for the rest of the weeks. So I don't care if my braids get frizzy or whatever because it'll be covered, or I'll do like a head wrap or something like that after a week. So you want your hair to be nicely covered and moisturized, and it shouldn't feel like soaking wet. It should just be damp. And then around the hairline, you want to make sure you do this. Don't spray it like this because there's peppermint or whatever essential oil and you don't want that oil to go into your eyes. So just do that. Okay, then underneath my braids, you want to make sure you get all your hair. And if you have any areas of your hair where you get a lot of breakage or your hair gets damaged easier, you want to make sure that you focus a little bit more product there. So if it's like in the middle of your head or your nape or your edges, you want to just concentrate a bit more product there because one of the reasons you're experiencing breakage might be that you kind of neglect that area. So now I'm just going to put more on the very ends of my braids. and a little bit more on the actual braids. Okay, so that is what I do, and then after I'm done this, I want to seal in the moisture, so I will always follow up with an oil. And today I will be using this Olive Miracle Anti-Breakage Growth Oil. The reason is I've been too lazy to mix a bunch of my own oils. Okay, so for the oil, this is what I do. If it's just like the day after I braided my hair, I will go ahead and put oil like this, but in a bottle with like a nozzle. Or if I don't, I would just use something like this, and I would literally drip the oil down the line, something like that. And then rub the oil all the way down. And then just do that through every line. But if I have already oiled my scalp and it's like not very dry, just like medium, what I would do is I would just put some oil on my hands. Like that, about a teaspoon amount. Then I'll rub it between my palms, like this. Then I will literally just go over my braids. Like so, starting with the edges. And make sure oil goes between all the lines. You don't need too much of anything. And then usually the oil is done by then, so I get a little bit more for the actual braids, like half the amount we used for the rest of the hair, and I put this on the ends of the braids. Remember that the ends of your hair are the oldest part and the part of your hair that needs the most attention, because once hair starts splitting, the only way to get rid of split ends is to cut the hair, so the split ends will just keep going higher and higher and higher. So I always focus on my ends, whether they're in good condition or not. Usually when I want everything to go in, I would go ahead and follow up with a scalp massage, which is just very easy. And actually my next video is going to be a detailed video on how to do a scalp massage, because I get lots of questions and people complaining that moisturizing their hair, like doing a scalp massage, rips their hair out and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, make sure you look in the eye right here. I will link the video on a detailed video how I do my scalp massages and the benefits of that. So if you're interested, make sure you subscribe if you didn't in the beginning, so you don't miss it when I post it. If I haven't posted it yet, the subscription button again is right down there, as well as the bell icon. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up if you're getting value out of it. And if you'd like to see anything else I've posted, watch the 2 videos on the side of the screen right here, and hit my face right there to subscribe if you didn't down there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!